Hello, Franklin Foxes. Miss Amy here. And I don't know about you, but yesterday morning, early in the morning, I was still in bed and I started to hear the house kind of creaking in this funny way, almost like somebody was walking on the roof. And that kind of caught my attention. And then as soon as I noticed that, I started to realize that my bed was just swaying back and forth just a little bit, not very much. And my husband and I both looked at each other and said, I think that was just an earthquake. And so we immediately turned on the news and found out that, yep, for sure it was an earthquake. So throughout the day, I was really kind of interested in the earthquake and seeing what was happening in other parts of Utah. And I found this map that is by the government that tracks all the earthquakes. And so I was going to show you this map. I thought it was fun to look at and play around with. It is, I'm going to go over here. Actually, hang on a second. I have to show you my screen. Here we go. All right, here's my screen now. And this is at earthquake.usgs.gov. So if you go to earthquake.usgs.gov, you can find this map. And it has a map of the world. We're going to click on the world map right here. Oh, that's not it. There we go. And it shows you all the earthquakes that have happened. When you first go to it, it's only going to show you for the last 24 hours. So right now, if you go to it, you're not going to see the big earthquake that happened yesterday, but you'll be able to see all the aftershocks that have happened in the last 24 hours. They're all right here in Utah. You can see these yellow dots. And we can zoom in on that map and get really close. And you'll be able to see where each individual aftershock occurred. There we go. You can start to see them separate out. And these are only the ones in the last 24 hours. So there you go. You can see all those different aftershocks that were happening. Right over here, it tells you in West Valley City, it was a 2.9. Here was another one that was a 3.2. Here was one in Magna that was a 3.0, another 2.8. And these are all showing you with this, it's this international time. And so the time looks really funny, but if you take this time and you subtract 6 hours, you'll get the time that we have right now. So you'll get our Utah time. So like this one right here was at 12:44. So you subtract 6 hours and that was at 6:44 this morning. And that's when this 3.2 aftershock hit. And you can click on it and then it'll show you which one that is right here. So to go to the earthquake that we had yesterday, you need to come down here to settings. And then we're going to change it to 7 days. We need to go to this map right here, this icon right here. And we want it to be 7 days. And we're going to change it to our local time. Then we're going to search our earthquake catalog, and that takes you to this screen. And we're going to hit search right here. Now here are all the earthquakes that are bigger than a 2.5 that have happened in the last 7 days. And we can zoom in, see if we can zoom into US right here. And now we can see that bigger one that happened yesterday. We can also just scroll down here. The most recent ones are right here. And then the farther back in time we go, the farther we scroll down. So here is that 4.6 aftershock that we had yesterday. There was another, oh, that was the one in California. There was one in California, but it was roughly the same size as the one we had here in Utah. Here's another, that was the other 4.6 aftershock yesterday. And you can see all of these aftershocks it's recording. Magna, Utah, all of these. And there was the one that woke us all up at 7:09 in the morning. So we do have the right time now, the time that our local time is recorded here. So now we can click on this. If we want to zoom in over here, let's go ahead and zoom in. You can see all those earthquakes that have happened. We're going to go ahead and just click on this one. And it brings up this little window, and we're going to click on that window. And now that shows us all these really interesting interactive maps that we can look at. This one right here shows you how intense the shaking was. So right here is the star in the middle. That's where the epicenter was. Yellow means there's more shaking, and then it goes to this light green and then blue. So people felt it more intensely right here. And then as we go out, as we follow these lines out, less and less intensely as we go out. This just tells you a little bit about the region. This regional map tells you about the region. If you scroll down, it talks about some of the fault lines and the tectonic summary that is part of that region right there. Oh, I lost it. Hang on. I'll find it again. Oh, I'm going to have to reset it. Let's see. Settings. I want 7 days. I want local time. And then make sure we got it here, 7 days and local time. And then we're going to search earthquake catalog again. Search. There it is. So we're going to click on this one again. And then this is really cool. You can tell them if you felt it. So you can click on this one and it says, did you feel it? Yes or no. You can tell them your address. Now, what was the situation like? Were you asleep? Did others feel it? And they use this information to generate this map right here, which is a did you feel it map. And then this one shows you all those results. And you can see right down here, there's the shaking was strong if it's yellow, but the damage was light. So you can see kind of right up here in the Salt Lake area, right around the epicenter, they felt very strong shaking, but the damage was light. And it's interesting to see these yellow squares out here too. And then you can see as we move away from that, we get into these lighter green areas and blue areas and purple areas. But you can see just how far people were able to feel that. Some over here in Colorado and up in Wyoming, Idaho. So that was kind of fun to see how far you could see it. You can also search by zip code. So here they have the zip codes and what people said about the zip codes. They could see these zip codes in yellow felt strong shaking, and then these greens are more of a light shake with no damage. Go back. Here's a shake map. It kind of shows you the same thing as did you feel it? But it's more gradual. You can see the more intense shaking and then the lighter shaking as it goes out. And this one right here tells you that it was considered a yellow category for estimated economic loss, meaning if there was damage, and we did see damage to some of the buildings that were closer. And then right here, estimated fatalities was a green, which means there was not very many estimated fatalities. Really didn't think there should be any landslides, and there wasn't any liquidation to the ground. That's when the dirt kind of starts acting like a liquid, it's shaking so much. So just some fun things to be able to look at and see what that earthquake, some of the reports on the earthquake that we felt yesterday. You can also go back to these latest earthquakes and you can check out this earthquake in California if you want. See, what did it feel like for the people around? You could see how much shaking happened there, who felt it, the intensity of the shaking. There was one up in Alaska yesterday too. But the interesting thing with this one in Alaska is that nobody felt it. It's in the middle of this wildlife preserve, and there aren't that many people around, so no one really felt that one. So even though it was about the same size as the one that we had yesterday, nobody felt it. It didn't make a difference because nobody was there. So this is a fun site I wanted to show you. There's also, I added an assignment on Google Classroom that maybe your teachers have put on your class page or not, but it's called How Do Earthquakes Happen? And it's a mystery science. So you've seen our mystery sciences that we do in class. So you could go and watch that if you're interested in earthquakes, since it just happened to us. I thought it was fun to look at all those things and figure out why they happen and what it felt like for the people, and see kind of the research and the results that scientists have been looking at since that happened. So you guys, I am going to sign off for a little while. I hope you guys are doing well, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.